Take him. Do you remember those adverts on telly for sponsoring a donkey or adopting a donkey?
Please, he can't plead for your help, but we can.
Well, I remember I was at college years ago and I saw one of these adverts and I thought, I'm doing that. And I did, and he was called Henry. But because I was a student and I didn't have much money, I decided to stop my sponsorship to this donkey, and I always felt really bad about it. So what Romana and I have decided to do today is come down to the Scottish border donkey sanctuary in St Boswells in Melrose. It's about an hour drive from Edinburgh, and we're going to go and see the donkeys, but there's also horses and ponies and pigs and llamas. So this will make up for me being bad to Henry.
I don't think you were bad necessarily.
No, I wasn't bad.
It's actually the perfect day to go and visit the donkeys. It's so beautiful today. It's sunny, it's warm. The one thing I will say is that my hay fever has been an absolute nightmare the last few days. Really, really bad. Like antihistamines aren't even touching it. So I've actually ordered a natural supplement called quercetin or something like that. It begins with a Q. So that'll arrive in a couple of days. I'm really hoping it makes a difference because, yeah, I'm sick of feeling congested and itchy mouth and eyes and stuff. It's not pleasant. So any other fellow hay fever sufferers out there, I feel your pain. But anyway, it's a beautiful day, so we're going to head to the donkey sanctuary. But first off, we actually need to get some new plants for the garden. So I had a little look and we have come to Milestone Garden Centre. Because not only do they obviously sell plants because they're a garden centre, but they also do apparently a good selection of gluten-free food. So we're going to have a little bite to eat first, then head to the donkey sanctuary. So the donkey sanctuary is actually only open on Saturdays, and I think you do need to book ahead for tickets because it's only open between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. So just bear that in mind if you're coming down here. But yeah, we're going to have a little nosy around the garden centre first. A really nice lunch and actually a really nice garden centre. So we had some delicious soup and honestly the tastiest chips I've had in a long time. They were really good, like just fresh out the oven, really fresh, crispy, piping hot. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for the chips. Anyway, what we're going to do now is go to the donkeys, and then we're actually going to come back here because we haven't got the plants yet. We're going to come back and get them, and maybe we'll also treat ourselves to a little bit of cake while we're at it.
The sanctuary was founded by the late Rosemary Dale, who was a donkey breeder. She was contacted by 2 donkey owners who asked her if she could take their donkeys. She said yes, and soon found herself getting lots of inquiries from other donkey owners. So, in 2003, she decided to open the Scottish Borders Donkey Sanctuary in St Boswells. It now covers 80 acres of land and provides shelter and care for over 150 donkeys and quite a few other animals.
So most of the people that are working here are actually volunteers, giving up their time to look after the donkeys, and the gentleman that's been chatting to us has been really knowledgeable about all things donkey. He's really passionate about what he does, and so that was really heartwarming to see. So we've been learning a few donkey facts. So apparently donkeys' eyes are set much further back in their head than horses, so it means that they can actually see behind them, so they can see their back hooves, so when they're walking it's a lot easier to walk backwards. Didn't know that. Their ears are also super sensitive. Donkeys can hear other donkeys' brays up to 60 miles away. Amazing, 60 miles, that's insane. So their hooves aren't like horses' ones. They don't actually need shoed, because apparently their hooves, they've got lots of tiny little sensors in there that they can really use to, you know, spot danger really. So if they're like climbing up mountains or anything like that, the slightest kind of vibration, they'll feel it and they'll stop. So that's a pretty cool fact. There's actually 146 donkeys in this sanctuary, which is pretty impressive. And as you said, as well as donkeys, there's some other animals which we're going to visit. But the reason that the park's only open at the moment on a Saturday is that they just don't have enough volunteers to keep it open any other days. So that's a real shame. So if you've ever fancied volunteering with donkeys, then this is definitely a place to check out. But also they obviously need support to keep this place going, so they do actually offer a donkey sponsorship program. I believe it's £33 a year to sponsor a donkey, and obviously all that money goes to the upkeep of the donkeys because they are expensive to look after, they're expensive to feed. So yeah, worthwhile cause, I would say. So you can buy food to feed them here, and we bought £4 worth, and that was pretty much a full one of these. And you don't need to give them too much, obviously. But apparently they also really like ginger snap biscuits, but specifically ones from Tesco's. Mrs. Molly's, I think, or something. We'll double check. So yeah, the guy said if we're ever coming back, bring those because they really like them. Apparently they've got just the right amount of spice. They're not too spicy. Hey you guys, there's nothing left in there.
I was asking the guy where they all come from, and sadly a lot of them are like work donkeys from different countries that have been poorly neglected and just worked to death really. So a lot of them have quite a lot of ailments when they come here, but thankfully this is a place of kind of rest and recuperation for them, so they get nursed back to health and looked after. And they have to be in pairs apparently as well, because they just can't be in their own donkeys, which is really sweet. So once they kind of pair up with someone or in a group, then they're happy.
Because if they're left alone, they'll die of a broken heart. Oh. We also asked if, because Ewan mentioned that when he was younger he would go down to Blackpool and he'd ride on the donkeys, like the donkey derby. So we asked if that is still a thing, and apparently it is, but they have a lot stricter rules now. So the donkeys are actually only allowed to work for 2 hours, and then they've got to have a break and things, which is good. But you know, still, it's a shame that they're having to even do that in the first place. But yeah, better than it was in the 80s anyway. They are like so cute. I didn't know I was a donkey fan until today, but I think they've kind of won my hearts a little bit. They also do have really good eyelashes. It's something that I'm always impressed by on animals, or people for that matter. I've got lash envy. Okay. Oh my god, they're really strong. So apparently you've got to use these because some people try and put it on their hand and feed them, but donkeys aren't like horses and they can give you a wee bite. Okay, you've had enough now, and there's some for you. Oh, you just put it on the ground.
You take him. There's nothing in there. Oh.
I know, I noticed that earlier, you got mud on you.
Right. It's quite a raj one, this one. I quite like him, it's a bit raj.
Sometimes they don't like being stroked, other times they do. all gone. It's actually a really nice place to just come and walk around. I'm kind of gutted that we didn't get here for it opening at 1, because actually the time goes really fast. It's 3:10 already, and we've not seen the other animals, so we're just on our way to do that now. But yeah, on a nice day, this place is the perfect place to come and visit. Look at this bad boy. Oh. I've always wanted to get a micro pig, but my one concern is that, you know, those articles you see where they grow up to be like huge, like this thing. And whilst it's kind of cute, it's not really the same as a little baby micro pig. This is a pretty big pig. Do you know, it actually feels like a brush, you know, a kind of like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like a kind of wire brush, a bristly brush. That's what his hair feels like. Ah, he likes it. You like it? Ah, he likes it. He likes being petted.
More so than the donkeys.
This is really what I came for. The pigs. There is another one, but I think it's maybe in its sty. It's a biggie, but it loves the affection. I'm in my element. I'm in pig heaven.
He's loving it. So to sponsor a donkey here at the Donkey Sanctuary, it is £33 a year, and for that you get free entry to come and see the donkeys wherever you want. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make up for pulling out of sponsoring Henry years ago to sponsoring one of these lovely donkeys. I quite like them because they're quite kind of the slightly bad tempered, which is quite funny. They do make me laugh. They're comedy gold. I would urge you to come and visit this place and just spend a bit of time with them, because it is like therapy.
Well, that was really great at the Donkey Sanctuary. What a brilliant place to visit. And actually it's so close to this garden centre as well. It's literally right across the road from there. So we've come back to get our plants and have a little slice of cake. But yeah, really enjoyed the Donkey Sanctuary, and we're definitely going to adopt a donkey after being there. So I highly recommend visiting this little garden centre if you're down to see the donkeys. Milestone Garden Centre. They've got a really good selection of plants and stuff. Obviously a really nice cafe. And yeah, it's just a nice place to come. Even if you're not into kind of gardening, they've got some really nice kind of homeware things and little kind of gifty type things. So yeah, we've had a really nice day here in the borders of Scotland. I hope that you'll come down at some point and visit the Donkey Sanctuary. It's good for the soul. And thanks as always for watching. We'll be back with you next week, and if you've enjoyed this video then please do give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.